Hello, everybody. How are you doing? So I think I should clear something up before we start. If you're interested in Google startup funding, I have no idea about that. If you're interested in what Google's doing for their LLM models, no idea either. I'm here because I live in the Google Hickling office with my three Googlers, Rosie, Pickles, and Winston. And I am passionate about us building a community here of AI in Norfolk. And I said this last year, and actually a couple of companies took me up on this, and I'll say it again this year. If there's anything I can do at Google to help you as an individual or help you as a company, then please let me know. The thing I'm passionate about is, okay, this is all cool. What the hell do you do with it from a business perspective? How do people actually use it? How can mere mortals take action and make this AI useful? So my question and my theme for my presentation today is, are you an AI superhero yet? I came here 12 months ago. We've had 12 months of the most powerful, accessible artificial intelligence on the planet. And by the way, the fastest depreciating asset in human history. So it's cheap. So let's find out. So when you come to use your LLM, what's your favorite prompting technique? Who likes the risen methodology? Got one person, two people. Who does multi-shot prompting? But nobody for more. Anyone got a really cool prompting technique? You talked about being very defined. You like multi-shot? He likes multi-shot. Anyone else? So my point of going through this is serious. I have a 17-year-old son. And I say to him, if there's one, because he's going out into the wide world, he's doing his A-levels. I said, over the last year, I've become convinced of this comment being true. Does anyone else agree with this? I think Scott's nailed it. I don't see AI getting rid of lots of jobs. What I see is the people who know AI, they're the people that you ought to watch out for, right? So what I'd like to do is I'd like to share a couple of examples of things that I'm doing in my job, and might not be applicable to you, so this could be the last 15 minutes of your lives that you're never going to get back again. But I'm going to share 5 things that I thought was cool from a business perspective. Would that be okay? Okay. So the first one, G mentioned it a few moments ago. Actually, AI can make really boring things interesting. So Notebook LLM, the thing I love about Notebook LLM, if you've tried it, is it makes the dullest document the most interesting thing in the world. So think about that training program that you never wanted to go on, those standard operating procedures, those policy documents. Ugh. And I thought, and I do apologize, I apologized to this lady before, what could be one of the most boring things? So I noted up into Notebook LLM the Norfolk County Council Transportation Guide for this year. Who would like to hear the opening statement for the podcast on that? Should we try it?
All right, buckle up everyone, because today we're taking a deep dive into the future of transportation.
Ooh, sounds exciting.
It is, especially when we're talking about a place like Norfolk, England.
Norfolk, huh? I am intrigued.
They've got this ambitious plan looking ahead all the way to 2036.
Wow, that's thinking long term.
Yeah, and it's all laid out in this hefty report, Local Transport Plan for Strategy 2021-2036.
So like a roadmap for how they're going to move people and things around for the next decade and a half?
Exactly, but I'll be honest, the report is a bit of a beast.
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah.
Those policy documents can be tough to wade through.
So we're here to distill it down to the good stuff.
You get the idea. Who knew you could make the policy document for transportation planning? And as G said, you can actually interrupt it like you're a caller, like, hi, I was just wondering what the effects would be in the Hickling area. It's pretty good fun. We use this internally a lot at Google when we're sending strategy documents around internally. You've got a pitch that you've got to do with a customer. You've got HR documentation, health and safety documentation that nobody wants to sort of go through, send it out, put it into Notebook LLM. The second thing was, I think this year, for me, talking to my AI rather than typing. I've stopped typing. I just talk to it all the time. I know that sounds weird, but with the release of Gemini 2.0, it can see your screen. I don't know if has anyone tried that yet? So you share your screen and then you just chat to it. So what I'm going to show you, you're going to learn a little bit about supply chain allocation and planning. Woohoo! I'm going to show you what is called demand shaping, which is a process of identifying triggers in the supply chain where there's problems. And I've got a whole ton of information in front of me and I can't be bothered to wade through it. And I'm going to talk to the LLM. I'm not going to let this play, but if we share the video afterwards, it's connected as well to a data source, and I'm talking to it about what my availability of goods are and stuff like that. But the point is, none of this required any programming. Hey, Gemini Core. Looking at this screen here, can you tell me which of the dashboard alerts that are forecast outside statistical range have the greatest impact on sales and the highest impact score?
Okay, I see. Looking at the alerts that are for forecast outside statistical range, the highest impact score and 52-week customer sales are for Mayo, going to Portland, with a score of 70, and a 52-week customer sales of 441,213.
We have a weather event coming into the New England area. Can you tell me which ones were related to New England?
Of course. Looking at the list, the alerts related to New England would be the ones that ship to Boston, which include watermelon cooler, paper towels, lemonade, and bug spray. Additionally, there is a heat wave alert related to lemonade.
Okay. And if I let it roll on, it'll analyze a graph for me. I can talk to it about where my goods are. So it's like having a little buddy sat next to me, helping me do my work during the day, which I love. The third thing I wanted to talk to you about is we talk a lot about AI agents. Everyone know what an AI agent is? I'm assuming that most people do. So the AI, for those of you who don't, they're basically sort of a little bot that works in the background working on an individual task for you. And AI agents are interesting because they allow you to automate processes. But what we've discovered is most people think about the processes that they work on a day-to-day basis. That's in that box there. So imagine you were someone in procurement and you would work on your top 20% of suppliers, which probably give you 80% of your business. So it makes sense to spend your time there. Maybe you've got customers, you work on your top customers, right? Maybe those smaller customers, you don't get to them. And so what we've noticed is that in most businesses, there's this long tail of customers, suppliers, employees that we just don't give the attention to that we may want to. And that's the opportunity for AI agents, that we train them up not to replace what we're doing here, but just extend our reach so that we can have them do things on our behalf and just help the organization a little bit better. The second thing that we've been doing, which I think is fascinating, is make the AI agents talk. So the problem with organizations, everyone heard the term that people work in silos, data's in silos. You ever thought about why that's the case? It's because we're tribal as human beings. So we tend to work in tribes and therefore the organizations reflect that, but agents don't. So imagine agents that can actually talk to each other that are from different parts of the business and figure out how to optimize processes. So what you're looking at here is a feed going into the large language model. Now we've broken it down so you can see what's going on. And originally it was about looking at productivity in a manufacturing site, and it's looking for defects in the burgers coming through. What we decided to do was to take the agent that was looking at productivity and then connect it to an agent that is in HR. And the agent in HR's job is to create training programs. So what the agents did when they were connected together effectively is they were able to look for health and safety issues that were happening on the production floor, work together to identify who had that health and safety issue and make sure they had the specific training that they needed as an individual to bring them up to speed. And that's a very simple example, but there's hundreds of examples of the agents collaborating and working together, which I think is really cool. Fourth one, security is still a concern. Giancarlo mentioned that, DeepSeek, we're worried about that. But as we mentioned, you can run that on Google's infrastructure. It's not a problem, and I think other companies are the same way. But it's still, we find people worried. So what I'm seeing at the moment is we're finding ourselves putting these private copies with a nice user interface on the front for simple projects. So this is an example of a project that I'm working on. We give this away for free, and this is for companies trying to figure out how to make their IT projects more efficient. So it looks at the entire process for an IT project, and it tries to figure out how to use large language models to make it more efficient. It's private, you upload your data, no one else can see that data. And that's something that's actually quite simple to do. And then the fifth thing I wanted to sort of share with you was, I think the AI news is fun, but I don't think it actually gets my work done any faster. Right? And there's some great examples of this at the moment. Has everyone come up to the Gotius Maximus? Anyone familiar with this? Oh, you've got to look this one up. It's classic. I wish I'd got onto it earlier. I wouldn't be stood here. So what happened is someone put two AI agents together into what they call a back room and just allowed it to chat, and then had the brilliant idea of connecting it to Twitter, and then it could talk to people. It figured out how to convince someone to set up a meme coin for it. As of yesterday, I think it's over $500 million. It's $500 million in market capitalization. If you'd have bought one of those coins about a month or two ago, you would not have to sit here. You'd be a multi-millionaire. The world's gone mad. So there's lots of cool things happening. We've all been talking about large language models. Google's released this thing called Titan. That's going to change everything again. But it doesn't really help me. So one of the things I'm really invested in from a passion perspective is the idea that we build more of a community of business users, right? That we allow the business user to share ideas with each other, and we provide a platform for them to do that. And I'm sponsoring this outside of Google, locally here. Giancarlo's involved in it, and we're trying to bring together AI experts that want to help business users. Maybe they've got cool prompts that they want to sell them, or maybe they've got services they can offer them. Maybe they just want to help out and bring them into a community where everyone can work together. It's not released yet, but if anyone's interested in participating, scan the barcode and you can get access to sort of the beta site. You can see what's being built there. But that community, I think, is the answer. We can chase all the news, but if we are going to realize the benefit of AI, it's going to come down to the application of AI, not what's in the news this week about AI. That's my belief. If you believe that too, sign up. And that's it. I've probably gone way over. 1 minute 48. Sign up to the startup program. That was Emma's. If we get 25 of you, we can take you to the Google AI playground. It's so cool. That doesn't show all of it. We have an Formula E car in there that you get with a simulator in it, and then your colleagues can ask the AI how you think you're driving. If you want to go and do drone racing, you've got AI-based drone racing. We've got a Gareth Southgate football simulator. You hit the ball and the AI tells you. There's just loads of cool things to do in there. So I'd love to host you down in the Google office in Shoreditch if you guys are interested. Thank you very much.